If your fourth finger keeps pressing down when you play chords with your first, third, and fifth fingers, this video is definitely for you. Most people try to force the fourth finger to behave by lifting or tensing their hand, but the real solution starts in the forearm, not the fingers. Let me show you why. Let's clear something up. Your fourth finger is not weak because you're uncoordinated. It's weak because it shares tendons with your third finger. And it can't hold itself up when your forearm isn't supporting the hand. Here's the big idea. Your fingers are extensions of your forearm. When the forearm is tired or collapsed, the fingers, especially the fourth, start grabbing, pressing, or collapsing. So instead of fighting the fourth finger, we're going to try to change the source of the control. The first thing that I want you to do is to try a warm-up so that you can get your forearm activated before you play piano. So place your hand on your lap and then let your forearm sink into your leg. Feel that connection. Your arm is like one long supported unit. So gently lift your hand while keeping the forearm heavy and grounded. So when you do this, you're teaching your body that stability comes from the arm, not from squeezing the fingers. So feel free to try this with the other hand and arm as well. Hey guys, I wanted to let you know of a free resource that I created for pianists just like you. It's a free piano chord cheat sheet that's linked in the description box below. I hope that you'll check it out and that it can help your practice this week. When most beginners go to play a chord like this, they lift the hand from the wrist or the fingers. This instantly causes the fourth finger to tense and drop. But instead, what you can do is bring your hand to the keys as if your forearm is doing the moving, not your fingers. Okay, so let's try it. So let 1, 3, and 5 hover over the keys like this. Keep the forearm heavy and aligned with the chord. Then let the fourth finger hang loosely, not held up. Okay, now press the chord. Okay, now your arm weight should have dropped into the keys, not isolated the fingers and made them use their own force. So with the forearm support, the fourth finger will instantly calm down. The second exercise is going to be working on finger independence, but powered by the forearm. Okay, so the great thing about this is that you don't have to be at the piano. You can use a kitchen countertop or a desk. And so what you want to do is rest your hand on a table and make sure all the fingers are completely relaxed. Okay, now lightly press fingers 1, 3, and 5 into the surface. And when you do this, you want to focus on engaging the forearm muscles, not squeezing the fingertips. Okay, so let's do it again using the forearm. 1, 3, 5. Okay, slowly attempt to lift the fourth finger there. So if your forearm is supporting the shape, then the fourth finger will lift a lot more easily. But if your hand is doing all the work, the fourth finger drags the others down. This exercise teaches true finger independence while keeping the hand relaxed. So sit at the piano and let your arm get heavy. Let the weight drop from the shoulder through the forearm. Wiggle the fingers lightly and feel the forearm doing the work while the fingers simply ride along. Okay, now play your chord. The fingers should feel soft, the forearm should feel stable, and the wrist should not be gripping or lifting, okay? So let's try that again. So activate the forearm. Let the weight drop from the shoulder to the forearm. Fingers are nice and light, not heavy. And you'll notice that most fourth finger tension happens because the hand is trying to hold itself up instead of letting the forearm hold the structure. When the forearm supports the hand, the fourth finger finally stops pressing down randomly. Another thing that you can try is to glide into the chords. This one really changes everything. So start with your hand about an inch above the keyboard, glide toward the keys as if the movement is coming from your forearm and sliding forward, not your fingers reaching down and playing it. Okay, so let's try it. So we're gonna land into our 1, 3, 5 chord using this as our control unit. So notice if your forearm stays connected, the fourth finger floats. If your wrist leads or hand tenses, the fourth finger drops when I'm using my hand like that. So go ahead and repeat this in really slow motion. When you do this, you're teaching your neuromuscular system a new coordinated movement pattern. What we want to focus on is resetting the tension. So instead of trying to lift the fourth finger on purpose so it doesn't play, which really just creates more tension, you can think of these cues. So I'm just going to play a C chord and tell myself my forearm supports, my fingers follow. Okay, another thing you can say is the fourth finger hangs loosely like a puppet string has been cut. And then thirdly, my job is not lifting, it's releasing. So the more you release, the more independently your fourth finger can behave. Also remember that independence comes from less effort, not more. Now I'm going to give you a real-life chord progression so that you can put into practice what we've been doing. So for each chord, we're going to let the forearm move our hand to the next shape. So for this example, I'm just going to be using C, F, G, and then back to C. Okay, so I'm going to be using the forearm to go to the F chord, and I'm dropping my arm weight into the next chord and resetting the tension. And the fourth finger is relaxed and unused. So not once did it even try to press down on a piano key. Reset the tension between the chords using the forearm. So when you practice like this, within a week, your fourth finger will follow the forearm and stop trying to jump into the action. I hope this gave you a clearer picture of how forearm support changes everything about finger control. If you want more videos on healthy technique for busy adult beginners, hit like and drop your questions below. I'll see you in the next lesson.